Hello, Sarah from One-Eyed Cat Online Marketing here again, and welcome back to our Google Ads checklist for e-commerce series of videos. Today we are on checklist item number 23, and today we are asking, do you have fewer than 20 to 30 closely related keywords per ad group? Now this is this whole section now is talking about keywords, and the reason that we're talking about having a relatively small number of keywords in an ad group is, again, because of relevancy. I've talked about relevancy and quality score a lot in many of the checklist items so far. And in fact, I touched on it as well in the initial setup sections of the checklist where we were discussing the structure of your campaigns and whether they are organized properly, sort of based on your product categories and product types that you sell. So the same goes for keywords. If you have got one ad group with 100 keywords, it's very unlikely that you're going to be able to write an ad that is relevant to all those keywords, even if they're kind of all fairly similar, fairly kind of within a theme. But, you know, 100 keywords, you're going to have quite a lot of variation in the structure of the phrases, the words in the phrases. Even if they might kind of mean the same thing, they're not going to, the keywords, with that many keywords, you can't possibly have one or two ads that can be highly relevant to those keywords and the searches that people are using to trigger those ads. So that's why we talk about only having 20 to 30 is kind of an arbitrary figure. I have some ad groups where I only have one keyword. You know, it's okay to have one keyword, or maybe 2 or 3 or half a dozen, or maybe 10. But they need to be very, very, very tightly focused, closely related, so that the ads that you write for that ad group, because don't forget your ads, you know, the ad group is where your keywords are and the ad that relates to those keywords. You can't have 100, you can't have 200, 300 keywords in an ad group and have an ad that is relevant to everything. So, and not having a relevant ad affects your quality score, affects your click-through rate, it affects how people behave on the page, because if the keyword that they searched for kind of doesn't relate to the page they land on, then they're going to hit the back button and come back. You know, if they're not going to click on it, if you haven't used the keywords in the ad, then they're less likely to click on it. And you can't, like I say, you can't use all the keywords in the ad if you've got 100 keywords in an ad group. So again, this goes back to thinking about the structure of your campaigns and your ad groups, making sure they're very tightly focused and that you haven't got too much variation within those ad groups, so that you have control. And I keep talking about control as well. I'm not a control freak, I promise. But it's about having control. You decide which keywords trigger which ad, and those ads need to be relevant for the keyword, but more importantly, relevant for the user that's searching on that keyword. So I hope that makes sense. So it is worth going through and checking. Maybe if you've got a big account, maybe not practical to check every single ad group, but maybe your highest spending, your kind of top 20% of your ad groups, just go in there and really have a look at the keywords and ask yourself, are there any groups of keywords in here that can be put into a separate ad group in order to create a better ad to get people to be more likely to click it, and to maybe even send it to a different landing page, which might be more relevant for the user as well. Okay, so that's today's checklist item, and I hope you've found that useful. Don't forget to like the video. There's a comment below the video as well with a link to download the checklist if you want to have the whole checklist all in one go as a PDF. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel here. That would be awesome. And if you have any requests for topics, do let me know. But in the meantime, it's Friday today actually, so I shall say to you, have a good weekend, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.